Hello hello Transformer fans of YouTube again. This sorry for saying again that part. This is Dave Frost reporting in again with the first deluxe figure, the deluxe class scale figure of the Protectobots of Wave 3 of the Transformer Combiner War figure toy line. So, this is Blades, the first helicopter mold of the Transformer Combiner War toy line. So you see the front of the box. Sorry that the stand holding up the tablet that the camera is connected to is not staying properly to show the whole box, but no big deal. So you see before you the front of the box with Blades in vehicle mode. Now let's continue on to the rest of the box. So here you see the right side where it shows the Defensor Combiner Wars brand, and then like I said, the first of the 5 main parts of Defensor outside of Groove, who's just the chest minion, yet he still counts. But anyways, nothing on the left side, so it's on to the back. So here you see Defensor, the Protectobots, and then there's Blades, a quick bio, and like I said, Blades in robot mode and vehicle mode, and 13 steps to transform him, but we'll specify that in a little bit. So it does show Blades as the right arm, but since he and the other 3 Protectobots that are limbs, like I said, limbs, because of the fact that you can make them either the right arm, the left arm, or either one of the legs. So here's the description. Blades can take his alternate form, a chopper, a little too literally, or seriously. I don't know which is better wording, but they put literally. Anyways, sure, he carries plenty of firepower, but he'd much rather shred enemies with his rotors, bringing them down with a whirling flurry of copter kung fu. So that is it for the box. Now, it does come with a comic book with Blades, with artwork of Blades in action. But like all Transformer Combiner Wars comic books, it is just repeated comic book strips from other already mentioned or already released comic book stories. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the pictured or demonstrated, presented, whatever you want to call it, figure / character that is displayed as the figure, as the toy that you bought from the store. So sorry, but it's a bit pointless of a comic book just to repeat what's already been released, instead of bringing something new that specifically talks about the character that you get in the toy. But anyways, that's that. Then there's also the instruction manual, which is "13 steps to get him from robot mode to vehicle mode, and 13 steps from vehicle mode to robot mode." Turn the instruction manual around, and it shows other information, and then steps to transform him from robot mode to ARM mode, and then also robot mode to leg mode. So that's that. Now onto the figure. So this is what this is the position I chose to display him, where he's ready to fire at incoming Decepticons that are flying in the air. Like, for instance, the Seekers, like Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp, and other aerial Decepticons. Sorry for my finger being in the shot for that moment. Anyways, for weaponry, sorry for that minor interruption. Anyways, for weaponry, you get the same weapons that come with Alpha Bravo, which are a mini gun with that is belt fed, as you see there, and then the hand foot gun that have the gun tips as machine guns, as you see there. He also has 3 rockets on both arms. So, if you've seen this figure before, it's just the same as Alpha Bravo, except it has a repaint and a remolded head. And that's all that there is about this figure that differs him from Alpha Bravo. And if you haven't noticed already on YouTube, there are videos talking about future Combiner War figures where we get a third repaint and remold, or a second repaint and remold, but third character using mostly the same mold of Alpha Bravo. He is going, the third representation of this figure mold will be Vortex for Bruticus. Just a second repaint and a second remolded head to specify that it's Vortex. So before scale comparisons, here is a close-up on his face. And he is angry. But anyways, you get 360 head rotation. As you can see here, it is on a ball joint. And he can tilt his head that far up and only that far down. So practically he can only look up and straight forward instead of down at all. The shoulders are also on, well, not really ball joints, but spherical joints similar to ball joints, but not exactly a ball joint. But you can put his arm out that far, rotate 360 degrees. Same with pointing it forward. And there's elbow articulation. And as well as 360 elbow rotation. Due to transformation, you can't rotate his waist and legs 360 degrees. Then there is thigh rotation. But literally you'll just be taking the leg off, popping it right off the ball joint. Then there's also knee bendage. Well, you can rotate the leg 360 degrees at the thigh, just gently, so you're not popping it off the ball joint at the hip. So that's it for articulation, and so now we go into size comparisons. Here he is with a fellow Protectobot who is Groove of the Legend class. So that's how he is to the Legend class. Here he is with Aerial Bot Skydive. And obviously they are about the same at the head. Practically, if you pay close attention to it, they are the same height level, since they're both deluxes. Now, here he is with Voyager class Silver Bolt. And I'm pretty sure Hotspot be the same height level as Silver Bolt, since they're both deluxe, Voyager class. Excuse me. And so there we go. Now we move on to transformation. So you'll want to take the arms, fold them out, rotate the head 360, take split the legs in half, the front or the back from the front. But before doing that, you'll want to rotate it 360 degrees at the waist. Since, like I said, it's a transformation feature. Then you'll want to, before tucking in the upper legs into the lower leg compartments, you'll want to recognize that this is how it's supposed to look at the leg. This bending flap allows the upper leg to go into the lower leg. And on both legs there is this peg that tabs into these slots when transforming him into robot mode. But since we're doing vehicle mode, you'll want to take this here that pretty much should be considered a peg or a tab, and tab it into the slot right at the base of the rotor, and it's for both sides. Also, in the process, connect the legs together and bring back the lower half of the legs, which will form the base of the helicopter or vehicle mode. So rotate the sides of the cockpit, the sides and the front of the cockpit, and you'll see that slot hole right there, and the tab right there on the inside of the cockpit, or of the nose cone of the cockpit. But yeah, going back to vehicle mode, you rotate it, disconnecting the tab from the slot hole, and then bring it forward. Same for the other side. Doing so allows that tab to go into that slot, and the same tab that would tab into that slot goes into this slot for vehicle mode. Then the very front of the feet are the top of the cockpit. Now you'll want to fold down the arms where this tab goes into that slot hole on both sides. Now you can tell that it's an arm here, but it's easily covered up by the missile racks that surround the arm, so it doesn't look so obvious. Now, there are two tabs at the base of the rotor flap, and they go into the slot holes as you see at the tip of my thumb. And bring out the rotor the rest of the way, so you have the front done. So you see the back of the vehicle mode, and you see two slots here and here that these tabs go into for robot mode, but now you've extended the tail end of the vehicle mode out, so you take the tabs, or you're really just moving the slots that these tabs go into. And that's vehicle mode. So it's a bit of a different type of helicopter because it's extended. And you can really recognize more of the repaint for blades from Alpha Bravo. What I just did was take the tail and the rotor, back rotor, and it rotates 360 degrees because you could do whatever you feel like doing with it for robot mode, whether it be pointing backward or towards the back of the head, or it can go out towards either side. Back to the repaint of why this is blades and not Alpha Bravo is that it's all red and white striping throughout the body. Then there's also labeling of rescue and rescue on both sides of the body here, really on both sides of the back of the legs, or front of the legs actually, and then rescue labeling on the bottom of both sides of the wings, as well as this label here with the Autobot symbol in the middle, and National Coastal Rescue, and that also goes for both sides. So now moving on to the size comparisons of vehicle mode. Here he is with Groove, and obviously he's a longer length, height, and width to a Legend Class figure. Here he is with Skydive. Skydive beats Blades in the width, and then obviously Blades beats Skydive in the length, and Skydive beats Blades with the height. Or coming from your point of view when watching the video, you could say this tail fin's higher on Blades, higher than Skydive's tail fins. Then of course there is Silverbolt. Silverbolt is wider, lengthier, and obviously higher. So now on to combination mode. So here is Blades in foot mode. when he's a leg and foot, he could be either the right or the left. It's up to you when it's your toy. And there are pegs beneath or in between the tails and the top rotor on both sides. So that's where the gun, it doesn't matter whether you're doing the right or left leg, you can put the gun on either side as you please, with it being your toy. So that's Blades as a leg. So now I have got him into arm mode. So for arm mode, he has 360 rotation, since it's the same rotation of his transformation feature with his hips, and due to his leg bendage, it makes for good elbow bending as well. And the hand foot gun, you can rotate 360 degrees and also switch the thumb for it to be a left arm or a right arm. And there's a peg hole that goes all the way through both sides, so he can hold any of the available weapons, even his own. So I apologize that I did not talk about how to transform him to arm mode. Really, you're just taking the legs apart from being cockpit pretty much to robot leg mode. The only difference is attaching the hand foot gun and rotating the waist, the front of the waist, to one side so that the knees become the elbow. And then you fold the arms backward, so they're out of the way of the elbow action. And also for leg mode, you just do the same thing with the back tails and the top rotor for either arm or leg mode. And you know how the hand foot gun goes. It goes like that, so that the connector peg can be a knee. So that's it for Blades. So I think this is Dave Frost signing off, saying thank you for watching. Please rate by liking, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever the heck else you want to do with all the videos here on my Dave Frost channel, as well as all the videos on my Mr. D Frost 2 channel. And once again, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Have a good week next week, starting with tomorrow, Sunday. Excuse me. And remember, go forth and build on.